Hey, what is going on, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're taking a look at Polkadot. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. Now, if you haven't seen the previous update, I would recommend you check that out before watching this one, as it's going to have some information that I'm not going to be repeating in this video. So the more context you have, the better. Now, jumping into the weekly chart. So I did give you these buy orders over here. So starting with $27.41 on the golden ratio over here. And as you can see, this is a very important support level that we have held very nicely. If you look at this area that I'm highlighting right now, you can see that we had multiple wicks off of this area, both as a support level and as a resistance level. And we wicked down a bit below the golden ratio, obviously, all the way to the 55 EMA on the weekly chart. And in the last video, I did state that if Bitcoin was coming back down, you should probably get some Polkadot on the 55 EMA on the golden ratio. Not on the golden ratio, but well, yeah, the 55 EMA is just a bit below the golden ratio, but this was a very nice buying opportunity off of the 55 EMA and the golden ratio as well. Not a financial advice, but I did say that, this is possible if Bitcoin starts dumping a bit. And we did see a dump on Bitcoin, and we are not in a bear market by any means. So if we were in a bear market, what would happen is we would be below this, where this is where the price action would be, per se, let's say, yeah. And the EMAs would start coming back down, and you would get the bearish cross on the weekly chart. Now, the bearish cross on the weekly chart, that is your confirmation of the bear market on the weekly chart, okay? You don't confirm a bear market based on a daily bearish cross, right? It has to be a very, large time frame, like the weekly chart. So right now we're in between the 55 and the 20 EMA, and when we are in between them, the price is consolidating. The EMAs are coming back closer, and the closer they are, the better, because then we can have another move to the upside, because this gap in between the EMAs is just unhealthy. You cannot have these large gaps for a very long time. As you can see, we've held the 20 EMA here very nicely ever since August, and we got overextended from them, and now we're coming back down to find support. So yeah, major support levels held very nicely. $27.41 precisely is what I gave you, and if you bought in from there, you're already in profit. But I wouldn't be surprised if we opened up a candle and we had another bounce off of the 55 EMA somewhere during the next week, but we'll see. We'll see about that. Now, jumping into the RSI on the weekly chart, as you can see over here, we were on the weekly and we were overbought on the weekly, and this was the beginning of November 1st, and that was your sell signal. Basically, when you get overbought on the RSI, you start selling. But I do say usually that when you start getting to the overbought, usually it's better to wait a bit, because you're not always gonna come back down after you've already gone to the overbought. So potentially what happens is you get overextended and go up, and then you come back down. But here what happened is you started moving back down as soon as you got overextended, right? So if you sold over here, it's great for you to buy back now over here, and obviously not a financial advice over here, but yeah. Now, looking at these trend lines, you can see that we have two trend lines playing out over here. So we have the light blue trend line over here. I'm going to remove that drawing. You can see that we've held it very nicely as support for multiple weeks over here, and we lost it. We landed on the white trend line, and we had this white trend line over here that we held in July, and we held here in November, and now we've lost that trend line as well. So now we're on crucial support. Now, what I would not like is us losing this low over here. If you see yourself start losing this swing low below $10, that is your bear market, okay? That is when you should start getting worried. Now, I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. I think we're going to enter a bit of a consolidation period in December, which is going to be weird, because usually in December we have these moves towards the upside, and we can still potentially have another flash crash, because people are going to start taking profits, because tax season is coming in the US, and people want to get their tax things done over and done with before moving out into the next year. So we potentially may see another move towards the downside. Okay, now jumping into the 4-hourly chart, I do have the Fibonacci retracement set up over here a bit differently from what we've had on the TradingView chart. This one is from the previous video. So this one is from the swing high over here at what is that, $55, November 4th. Yeah, November 4th, all the way down to the swing low September 7th at $22. So if I zoom in, and as you can see, the targets are towards the downside. So we do have our swing low $22.65 and the 1.272 at $17.77. Now, if we zoom in on the 4-hourly chart, you can see that we do have a bear pennant playing out. And as you can see, this is sort of this little triangle over here after a move towards the downside over here. And you get this little consolidation period, and usually you start breaking down. Now, the breakdown target over here is going to be, let me give you that price, $23.50. Now, how did I get that? Is basically you take a trend line and you place it either from the beginning of the move, but I like to use the previous candle as a target, right? And that way you get your move, and it's pretty much to the swing low over here of the Fibonacci retracement at $22.70. But we'll just call it $23.55 and we'll be done with it. We'll see if that plays out. Obviously, we can invalidate this pattern and the target by just breaking out of this upper resistance line of this bear pennant, okay? And our immediate resistance level would be this golden ratio at $31.90 and the 20 EMA, obviously. So that's what you want to look for as resistance, because you may start breaking up. You think that everything is turning bullish, then you get hit by the golden ratio and you get sent back down even further. So, be aware of that. And I wouldn't be selling any of my tokens and coins right now. I'm just dollar cost averaging into all the projects that I can. And, I'm super bullish in times like these when everyone is afraid. I like to buy up, and that's what you should do as a guy who wants to, or as a girl who wants to make money in this space, right? You want to be buying these dips. And if we jump into the 4-hourly on the RSI, you can see that we were oversold over here. And we this obviously is the best time to be getting into a project when you're oversold on the 4-hourly or on the daily. Stochastic is, starting to recover from the oversold over here, so still great buying opportunities. And we're pretty much going for the bullish cross on the MACD here, confirming the uptrend, but we still are not there yet. We'll see how this bear pennant plays out. I would keep an eye on this. So maybe just wait until this bear pennant plays out. I think that we potentially may just break down, because if it forms after a move towards the downside like this, there is a lot of, there is a lot more chances that it's going to break down to this target rather than break to the upside. Now let's jump into the daily chart for the last little quick analysis over here. And okay, so stochastic oversold, that tells me buy. The RSI on the daily, see, the last time we were here on the daily was in July. You can see that, and what happened after that, well, you can see for yourself. But yeah, we're in the oversold. I think this tells you the exact thing that you should be doing right now, and that is buying. But as always, not a financial advice by any means, guys. But there you go. That's your little Polkadot update. We are in a bear cross over here, a bearish cross on the daily chart, and we're a bit overextended from the daily 20 EMA. So what I would imagine is going to happen is we're going to have a little relief rally, and we may break through the golden ratio here at $31.90, and we may even come back and get rejected from the 20 EMA. And these two levels are a nice resistance level as well. $37.53 and $35.31. That is a nice level if you want to take profits. If you're entering for a quick little trade, then from here to there, that's around about 23 to 30% trade. So that's it for me, guys. Thank you for watching. Guys, make sure to check out ExpressVPN as well. They do have a very nice deal for you right now where you can get 3 extra months for free. So you can claim this exclusive deal by going into the description and clicking on the link below. So this is, in my opinion, the best VPN that we have over here. And VPN is a tool that you can use to cover your IP address, and you can change your IP address and location basically with this VPN. And what this means is, for example, if you're in the United States, you can download the VPN and change your IP address to a Japanese IP address, for example. And this way, your local network providers won't be able to, scan through your data and see what you're doing, which is, very good and very important, because I do think we need privacy. And at this point, with all the apps that we have, privacy isn't really a thing right now, but this VPN is a very nice way to kind of combat that. And obviously censorship with all the streaming services that we have. If you want to access some content that's not available in the US, a VPN is your best friend. Also, 30 days risk-free, so you can get your money back if you're not satisfied with the product. And especially for us in the crypto space, I think it's very important to keep our data safe. So yeah, thank you for watching, guys. Make sure to check them out. All the links are in the description. Obviously, if you use the links, it will help me out a little bit. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Goodbye and good night.